unions are what bring change to workplaces, that really make it happen. So I think, standing together confidently is really going to propel you forward in these steps to unionize.
I'm here with Belle from the Dayton Ballet. Belle, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your workplace and your union?
Sure. So my name is Belle. I've been a professional dancer for about 10 years now. This is my third season with Dayton Ballet. This company is also under the umbrella of the DPAAA, which is the Philharmonic, the Symphony, and then the Opera and Us. And then the union we are with is AGMA, which is American Guild of Musical Artists, and we unionized in November.
Can you go over or give us an overview of your organizing campaign and when you won your union?
So if anyone knows ballet, Nutcracker is the first thing that usually comes to people's mind. That's like our kind of big money maker that keeps the organization going. So we decided to kind of use that as leverage and unionize around them then and tell them kind of, please recognize our union. If you don't, we're not going to have a Nutcracker this year. So that was the game plan, and then we ended up unionizing in November before we headed into the theater for Nutcracker.
And what are some of the issues that inspired the organizing drive in your workplace?
So we had kind of, since I've been in this company, had kind of talked about there'd been rumblings about maybe wanting to unionize, but last season we have a sprung floor over our stages, which is has a little bit of give, so that when you're jumping, there's less impact on your joints and all that. It helps keep us healthy and not injured. And during Nutcracker of last year, that sprung floor was taken away because supposedly the sets were too large and the floor couldn't sustain it. And then it wasn't brought back for the next show that didn't have sets. So that was a huge issue for us. We were really feeling it. We had some injuries. And then towards the end of the season, we were told, I think like 2 weeks before the season ended, that we would not be able to stay on the company's health insurance anymore. And that we would have to join Cobra, which is $798 a month, which none of us could afford, obviously. So we would essentially be uninsured over the summer. So those two were really the catalyst to getting us like fully to pull the trigger and decide we want to make some change here. We've always had issues with the wages. It's not cost of living, and it's been the same starting rate since 2011. So that was always something that we wanted to fight for more. But these two issues of like health and safety really started us going on the path to unionizing.
What was your experience working with AGMA like?
It's been really amazing. They're like super supportive. We're from the beginning, even when it wasn't like, yes, let's unionize right now, which I don't think it ever is. You have to do the kind of baby steps beforehand. But they were always very helpful with strategy and like, this is maybe the steps you can take forward. What do you guys think about this? Since unionizing, it's been amazing. They've been incredibly supportive, very excited about what we're doing. We're meeting with representatives every week now that we're working on our collective bargaining agreement. So, and they're very much, it's very collaborative with them as well. Like they're bringing to or asking the dancers what we want to see, what is going to be best for our workplace so that we can make the best collective bargaining agreement for our specific company and our specific dancers.
How has your workplace already changed since forming a union?
I think we can see little changes, like we can see little breadcrumbs with the floor, for example. We finally got a new floor and it's amazing. And that has been down for every show without us even having to say anything, which is amazing. So far, that's kind of the only real change we've seen, but we're actively in the talks for our collective bargaining agreement. So we can see the little breadcrumbs for what's going to come once that's finished.
What was it like having conversations about organizing with your coworkers and going through the union organizing process?
I think that this specific company, we got very lucky because people were pretty ready to make some change. I think there were some people that We're definitely hesitant. It is a scary step to take. People are worried about job security and like making sure that there's a fallacy that the company will go under if you unionize, like unionizing will bankrupt the company. That was a big worry for people. So I think talking through those worries, like kind of in smaller groups, and then eventually talking with the whole company was really helpful. I think because we had so many people that were ready to make change and ready to unionize, that gave people more confidence that we had the solidarity, that we were going in this together like a very, very strong unit. So I do think that solidarity really helped everyone feel confident and ready to move forward.
What advice would you give other professionals going through the union organizing process?
My biggest advice is really try to like find the strength within the union, within the unit of the workers that are trying to unionize. I do really think that the really without a union, it's very hard to make change. I think unions are what bring change to workplaces, that really make it happen. So I think standing together confidently is really going to propel you forward in these steps to unionize.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Of course.